the thing is that bucking like a trade treaty like we have is not a good idea. Like, you actually tear down like a framework of, the trade, like this trade that we're doing. It's not, it's modern trading. It's modern commerce that we do. And don't buck the treaties. I'm sorry. Look, it's basically how we do business. It's the best way we can do. And of course, it's just, I mentioned the legal system in China. It's the president complaining about intellectual property. I'll share the quote with you. We have one particular problem, blah, blah, blah. The president said before signing an order that will impose tariffs on hundreds of Chinese products, from shoes and clothing to consumer electronics. And this is it's quotes galore. Just say, it's what he said. We have a tremendous intellectual property theft situation going on. Their legal system is working on it. And the whole thing is, renegotiating a treaty is one thing. Renegotiating, your agreements, or even like temporary little, sideline little actions, temporary oversight on a treaty agreement or something. The thing is, it's nothing to just jump and just get mad all of a sudden. Bring the complaints to them. Don't threaten people. It's threatening people, honestly, other countries, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And they know there's some problems. Look, it's stupid. They know that. It's like, well, I'm trying to think of something funny, but I'm flustered. Just remember the treaties, guys.
Remember the treaties.
Are not the smooth-holiday Tariff Act. Because mercantilism is dead. It's deader than the dirigible.
I wouldn't say, yeah.
Next, you're going to tell me that you have a hydrogen balloon that you're going to fly to Hatton or Lawrence County, Alabama.
First off, if I got a hydrogen balloon, I'm going somewhere else besides Lawrence County, Alabama.
Like to drive by in a hot air balloon. Hold still. Wait.
Lead the target.
Bring her down. You can't hit me up here. I hope you got hope you don't get shot at in that hot air balloon cruising through the projects. What the fuck is that? What a goddamn hot air balloon! Fuck, that's a Zeppelin! What do you know about Zeppelins? Full of hydrogen. Like that one that blew up. Alright, anyway. That was Tyrone. The sanctions reflect a shift in relations between the two economic giants, which for years engaged in highly structured dialogues, to try to reach agreement on economic and security issues. But the White House now views those dialogues and the agreements they produced as largely hollow promises by the Chinese. It's an ongoing thing. Thank you. That's my comments. Rather than trying to draw China into the rules-based international economic order, a policy that dates back to Richard M. Nixon and Henry A. Kissinger, the United States now regards China as a strategic competitor, bent on eroding American security and prosperity. Can I tell you the truth? No.
That simple? Just no?
China, because it's not just communism, but I think it was like we're an individualist country. We're a country full of individuals. And they're more, not central planned, but they're regarding the well-being of the Chinese people is a body, kind of like a family, that
It's one big tribe.
yes, and they're doing their best for that tribe. And yes, they screw up. And, they do their best. They're not just winging it, but a lot of those policies, it's out of fear in their desire to take care of that family. That's how they feel. And yes, that's everything from, get every dollar to, ripping off technology and stuff. It never was against the law, and it was never a faux pas. It was a feat of survival to steal software. I know it sounds stupid, but just trust me on that. I've read about that and further into it. And if I can't quote it because I don't remember. I don't have that information here, but just trust me for once. Oh Lord, we were looking at oh yeah, I remember. They talked briefly in here about China trying to help pressure North Korea over its nuclear and their missile programs, but it says. But the president declared that the United States would no longer tolerate running a trade deficit of nearly $400 billion with China, its second largest trading partner after the European Union.
Oh, they won't tolerate a trade deficit, but yet the government runs a, $1 trillion deficit every year?
Yes. That's another day, another head smacking, spending money I was going to say spending money like Katrina victims at a strip club, but I'm going to go to hell for that. Eat shit. Somewhere. Hey! Tyrone is cruising by his dirigible. Fuck you, man. How you gonna lead with that gun, yo? Aim lower. Aim lower. It's not easy to do a drive-by on a Zeppelin.
Damn.
It's not. I'll meet the one guy that tried. It'll take some getting used to. Did you ever shoot a gun? Nah. Scared. You gotta circle around a couple times. You're going 7 miles an hour. Take you, I'm doing a slow circle with my finger. Hold still, I'm coming back.
Said coming back.
It's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. That's Cake, by the way. Back. Dun 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 dun. Boom boom boom. That's Frank Sinatra, by the way. That's Cake, Frank Sinatra. Oh, anyway, back to dangerous segue there. Back to our article. It says one of my comments was tariffs are not a good way to do business.
You think?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's not a good way to do business, and especially if somebody's doing you a solid by keeping their neighbors in check, and you start mouthing off and hitting them with tariffs. You know what they're going to do? They're probably going to quit helping you.
Yeah, they're going to say, you know what? Go ahead, neighbor. Go ahead. Screw with them. I don't care no more.
Start launching missiles. Who cares? Yeah, go at it, Kim. I'm done with these clowns.
Pretty much.
He called the dear leader of North Korea and said, "Yeah, I'm done with these clowns. I'm gonna launch a couple missiles if you want to. Just keep it under 5."
I could see that.
It says, "I'm gonna bring chaos to the world." On Thursday, the U.S. Trade Representative issued a lengthy report outlining a pattern of predatory behavior by the Chinese, including forcing American companies to transfer valuable technology and trade secrets and systematic, in quotations, data theft by China through hacking of American computer systems. Now, oh, that's great. Hiccups here. It's, remember what I told you, a matter of survival, and yes, they push themselves to steal and kind of game the system, But some of that stuff was... They feel like they were playing catch-up because they screwed up and walled themselves off until the 70s. And all jokes about Tiananmen Square aside, I don't know where I was going with that one, but it's something that, they're trying to survive, guys, and their legal system largely didn't, prosecute that. I always want to say persecute, but they don't persecute them either. They just persecute you when you're out there protesting, tanks and stuff. Except for that one guy in the crosswalk. The guy who was blocking the tanks in the crosswalk.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
And the thing is, I think he was just pissed. I think he was actually heading home, from work, and he's like, stupid tanks in the streets. I think he was just heading home. He's like,
I wonder what would have happened if the tank actually mowed that motherfucker down.
I don't think they cared. It's like, just get out of the way, ass.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember seeing, on the news clip, you had the tank, had the one dude, tank would try to go left, he'd take a step.
Just get out of the road, you dick. It's like, what? I'm in the crosswalk? That's what he's pissed about. He's in the crosswalk. It's like, why am I going to speed up? Because you're in the crosswalk. I'm trying to drive a freaking tank. What? I said, you're the one in the wrong. When's the last time you drove a tank in the middle of the city? Well, yeah, that's what I thought. Just going home. It's that one guy who's just like coming home from work, you fucktards out in the fucking street with tanks. Fuck. It's not like he's watching the news. He was heading home from work or something. It's the library, reading books or something. Freaking tanks in the street? No way. I'm gonna head home and see what's going on. Heads home, there's freaking tanks in the street. Look, he doesn't want to let them pass. You're the idiot out in the street with a tank.
Pedestrian has right of way. The crosswalk, bitch.
Walk as slow as I will. Come on, man. Just don't be a dick about it. I got a job to do. Just get out of the way. I'm trying to freaking drive. Well, you're the idiot driving a tank.
By the crosswalk.
It mentioned about exempting, administration exempted allies like European Union, South Korea, Brazil, Canada, and Mexico.
Brazil.
Listen, we're going to kill you all except for the following people. They're like, just leave China or whatever. And it says the levies or tariffs will go into effect on Friday. Will largely hit China because it doesn't apply to anybody else. Finland, maybe.
Probably knowing my luck.
Finlandia. That's right next to Sweden. Finlandia. Not really. There's no country called Finlandia.
Yet.
It's the only one that General Patrick Flynn is welcome in. It's the only place you can get a passport from. Is that much of a dick? No, I'm just kidding.
Could be.
General Patrick Richard Flynn. Anyway, that's not that funny. You're like dead. It's like dead space, like crickets. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the whole thing about these tariffs, and I think we might have touched on it last time, and actually,
show me on the doll.
General, great. Show me where the bad man touched you. Show me where the orange-haired one touched you. About China might take the slights, these tariffs to the WTO like a complaint, and this is something that they could punk us out. They could actually just get punitive tariffs in return.
Yeah,
because they're the ones. They can go to the WTO and make us look like idiots.
That exactly. You stole it. You stole it.
Well, I'm talking to the principal.
Yeah, you pretty much because since we didn't do that, and if they go back and do that, they'd have the grounds to say, well, they follow procedure and you didn't. The Chinese embassy in the U.S. issued a blunt statement. Blunt as in, like,
straightforward, not like smoking blunt. But wish that would have been funny. Like, man, I'm so high. What do Chinese high people, like high Chinese people, sound like?
I have no idea.
Oh, so stoned.
I have no idea.
Oh, I am blazed like Cheech and Chong.
Let's ask Asakira.
Why? That'd be like something like, like get on my... Yes, on Twitter, by the way, at Free Matt Podcast. Twitter here, look for me. But yeah, we'll have to ask somebody ask them, I am so high. I high like Cheech and Chong. I can't do it. Like, I'm not Asian, guys. I'll make fun of Asian people.
Make fun of all people, not just Asians. Let's be clear. We make fun of all people.
I hate everyone equally.
Exactly.
I'm a racist. I like Formula One. I'm not a NASCAR fan. I like Formula One. Because they make left and right hand turns. Oh! You're welcome. There's more where that came from. The statement from the Chinese embassy said, China does not want a trade war with anyone, but China is not afraid of and will not recoil from a trade war. China is confident and capable of facing any challenge. If a trade war were initiated by the U.S., China would fight to the end to defend its own legitimate interests with all necessary measures, like calling the principal and telling on us to the WTO, because they could win. Like,
they really could.
These guys,
that's not just crap. They really could win.
Oh, Lord. The Chinese government said it respond with measures against American soybeans, automobiles, Boeing aircraft, and even cotton.
Harley, too, I think.
Well, that was, yeah, that's they talked about that, like luxury goods.
Yeah.
This is a nice one. I really, really dig. China's state-controlled media asks citizens to boycott American cars and other goods from the U.S. Chevys and Fords are popular in China, and both GM and Ford rely on Chinese factories that they own with local partners for a significant part of their revenue. And you go into the next paragraph here. The president has steadily winnowed free trade advocates from the ranks of his cabinet, and these measures are unlikely to draw the wall of opposition from Republicans that the metal tariffs did. And it's fun that most free trade advocates would, I forgot what my notes said here, but free trade advocates wouldn't dig this whatsoever, and that it's not, tariffs and stuff. They would actually just push for, these industries to modernize. They probably push to fix the tax structures in our country. They would, either that or some of the, even though it's more of a, it's outside a libertarian paradigm to say this, but there's some, free trade friendly-esque people that would give you a benefit of a doubt and say, well, why don't we just fix some infrastructure? Support a business by infrastructure. Like paving the roads and my roads, and fixing highways or trellises and overpasses or whatever, donkey shit like that. But going on to the next paragraph, it says, Mr. Trump's announcement. Mr. Trump, President Trump, he is our president too. My president's Gary Johnson.
Shoot.
When he's not out flashing school buses. No, I'm kidding, guys.
Damn.
Gary Johnson does not flash school buses. That's a joke, guys. He's like, I'm going to end up getting sued by Gary Johnson. He's going to show up in a bathrobe and tighty-whities to court and like, this guy defamed me. He says I flash school buses. It's atrocious. Sir, do you even know what atrocious means? Eat shit. Mr. Trump's announcement brought some clarity to a process that the White House has largely conducted in secret. And I put a question, says, public records?
About Trump and clarity.